In 3 weeks, a young horse named Christmas Shoes will take another step on the road to becoming a champion. Or will she? In the world of the thoroughbred, one thing you can count on is the unexpected. And one family has built its life around the grace, power, and nobility of the world's fastest horse.
It's a game of observation, and it's a game of dedication. And you always have to consider that the horse comes first.
Shorty, you're on perfectly polished. Jason, you're on Vivorted.
Unlike some people, the horses will give you what you put in them, particularly a thoroughbred. They're a very courageous animal, and their desire to win makes them unique.
Lisa, you're on Southern Cross. John, you're on Burst of Speed. Jake, you're on True Believer.
Family businesses are a little difficult. Even though we get at each other at times, we all know that we're after the same thing. We want to make Bonita Farm the best thoroughbred operation in the world.
Carrie, you're on Something About Mary, Gone with Heather on Truth and Testimony to Go Through. Your other numbers come out.
But basically, our operation, if we win races, we're going to make money. If we don't, and you're not, but that's the way it should be. I mean, the money should go to the winner, and if you don't win, well, you're not supposed to get it.
You look what my father has done. He's gone from nothing, basically absolutely nothing, and has made this. But he's been the guiding force. And without it, I don't think we would be here where we are today.
My brother Kevin says that we competed in the top races before, we'll compete again. Most of the best racehorses are bred in Kentucky, and to take one of our Maryland breds down there and try to win the Kentucky Derby would be the ultimate goal. It would be unbelievable. It would be the feeling.
Bonita Farm, 400 rolling acres in rural Maryland. The Boniface family raises more than 150 thoroughbred horses here. It's a 365-day-a-year, 24-hour-a-day job.
You have to be eternally optimistic to survive as much adversity as you face. But horsemen by nature are that way.
Bill Boniface started the farm in 1963 on a wing and a prayer. He's still the head trainer, but his 3 sons are taking their places in the quest to create champions. Billy, the oldest, oversees the breeding and the birth of the horses, as well as their care during the first year of life. John, the youngest, takes over when the young horses, the yearlings, are ready for basic training. If they make the cut to potential racehorse, Kevin, the middle son, steps in. He's assistant trainer, learning from his father what it takes to make a winner on the racetrack. The Boniface family, 3 generations of horsemen and horsewomen, all looking for that miracle of miracles, the champion racehorse. A bright morning in mid-fall. This morning's training might be the most important one the farm will have this year. The Bonifaces are priming several of their top horses for wins at what is, for them, the year's top racing event, the Maryland Million.
It's the biggest day of racing in Maryland for us, really. I mean, I think it's probably bigger than the Preakness.
Bill will have horses in 4 of the day's 11 races. The trick to training a racehorse is to maximize its speed and stamina without exhausting it, or worse, injuring it. Thoroughbreds are powerful, but very delicate.
To get overtired, that's when they break down.
And that is to be avoided at all costs. Bonita Farm has a top reputation among Maryland horse people. But every season, like any sports franchise, they have to defend their record. And, as Bill says, if they don't win, they don't get the money. Every horse trainer is always looking for the next secretariat. Bill thinks he may have her. A 2-year-old that could become that dream of dreams, a champion. She's an undefeated 2-year-old filly named Christmas Shoes.
Shaking, Katie.
Yeah, she knows what's going on.
I mean, they measured Secretariat stride. It was something like 18 or 20 feet. You know, they thought it was fantastic. Well, this filly's the same. Valid?
Good exercise riders like Katie Kasner keep the horses calm and help them to perform their best. Katie is devoted to Christmas Shoes.
Now she's like no other horse I've sat on.
This morning is Christmas Shoes' final crucial test before the Maryland Million. Bill will breeze her, run her as fast as he dares, to see if she can run 3/4 of a mile in 1 minute and 16 seconds. The Bonifaces aren't strangers to winning. They've been at the very top, the winner's circle in a Triple Crown race. It was in 1983 when an unregarded horse from Bonita Farm named Deputed Testimony made a spectacular bid for fame.
DT is just he's something special to our family. I'll never forget the day of the Preakness, because we were just starting out at that point, you know. And
Nobody really thought about us because we were coming off the farm and we're not part of the hype who being down there at Pimlico the week before.
I snuck up on the steps by the jockstring, which, as a kid, I learned is a good vantage point that day. It's awful hard to get a place where you'll see the run for the turn for home.
And, you know, we're listening to call the race, saw the horses break out of the gate and come around.
For the Preakness, between horses, Parfait Mon.
He was way back in between the horses. And I remember leaning out, looking out, down the stretch, here they come.
Deputed Testimony charging along the rail.
you could just see that in the race there was this horse that was pointing at one that's coming. Who is this? It's Deputed Testimony.
Deputed Testimony.
And I look, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, we're going to win the Preakness.
It's Deputed Testimony. He's got the lead by 2. Desert Wine is second. Deputed Testimony in front.
He came across the wire, and it just took, it's like, did this really happen? I mean, it really took a few minutes to sink in. And I'm like, we just won the Preakness. We just won the Preakness.
When he came through on the inside, I knew he had it. Maybe there were a lot of people in the grandstand didn't know. But I know that horse's heart, and I knew when he made that move, he was home.
So I started jumping up, down, and here comes Kevin. And we just grab each other. We're hugging each other and jumping and screaming and shouting. I get goosebumps just thinking about it. I mean, it was exciting as anything. And here comes Dad. And so Kevin and I grab Dad and throw him up in the air.
The intangible in our sport is heart. And more than any other horse that I think we've ever had in training is probably Deputed Testimony. And I get cold chills, look at that, just thinking about him, because he had that desire to win.
Triple Crown winners are supposed to come from Kentucky, not Maryland. Bonita's triumph was like a baseball farm team winning the pennant.
Just he defied the odds by even being there. Of course, that's the great part about this game is the little man's got the same shot as the big man.
Christmas Shoes gears up for the big race. A horse farm can't survive for long on past victories. There's more riding on Christmas Shoes than just glory. Every year, the Bonifaces have to win enough to keep the farm afloat. Vet bills alone run $250,000 annually.
I think you get a little uptight if you got a horse that you think is really, really special and you're trying to stay undefeated.
Kevin and Bill will scrutinize every step of her run today. First, Katie holds her back on instructions from Kevin.
Doing fine, just hold your speed, you're doing fine. Hold that speed, no faster, just hold that speed.
Now, it's time for Christmas Shoes to show what she's got. She's done it. She's made the time.
I haven't seen a horse work that fast over this track in a long time. She's something special. She comes along once in a while. All she has to do is go as fast as she went out here today, and she's a winner.
But horse racing is about millimeters and nanoseconds. And if they've worked her too hard, or injured her even slightly, it could destroy her chances of winning.
These horses are so fragile that she almost went too fast this morning. And when you go that fast, you're always taking a risk because their bones are fragile.
Oh, stop, Big Mama. We can stop.
The Bonifaces believe a horse has to be happy to run its best. They want their horses to trust the people who handle them. Katie is Christmas Shoes' groom as well as exercise rider, and maybe her biggest fan.
She's a nice horse, and she's got great personality, you know, sticking her tongue out at us. She's the type of horse where it's just kind of a privilege to be involved with her at all, you know.
It's not the usual setup in the thoroughbred world.
Most of the time we'd like the same person that's grooming the horse to be riding the horse, and they have a bond with the horse. I mean, they can sense those things. And Katie just seems to, and you know, and that makes the filling. You just see that their personalities are matched up well that way, and she doesn't get her worked up, and vice versa.
Did Big Mama pee?
No, we just came in a minute ago.
She hates to go to the bathroom, somebody watch her. She really does.
She's a little shy.
All systems are go for Christmas Shoes and the 3 other Bonita horses that are scheduled to run in the Maryland Million. But will they stay healthy and bring home the wins 4 days from now? Coming up, a surprise at the Maryland Million. It's Maryland Million Day. In just 3 hours, the biggest horse races in the state will begin. The Bonifaces have won big here many times in the past. Even Christmas Shoes, a fairly laid-back type, seems anxious. Bill's not immune to the pressure either.
Why don't you throw an alcohol pack on him? They be shipping an alcohol pack.
When you get to the really big races,
Cotton over top.
they say it's supposed to be fun, but it's fun afterwards, but it's not fun during. Let's be honest.
While Bill mingles, Kevin and Katie work hard to get Christmas Shoes to relax in her unfamiliar stall. 10 minutes to post time.
We got 4 swings at him today. We got to get lucky. I love this 2-year-old filly in the 3rd race. She's awesome. I mean, she is awesome. She does everything so right. I feel very confident. She's coming up to the race perfect, and I think she's the best filly in the race, and she should win.
Jockey Mike McCarthy is riding Christmas Shoes in the 4th race, the toughest of the day. He's never so much as seen her before, which may seem strange, but it's common in horse racing. For Bill, months of training come down to a few last moments in the paddock.
Normally it's, you know, peeking out of the corner of your eye to see how good the next guy's horse looks to you, you know, and maybe he's not as ready as you are. It's looking your rider in the eye and seeing if he needs a little relaxing or he needs a little encouraging.
Normal warm-up. She's got enough natural speed. I think you'll be laying up there close where you won't get in trouble. When you think it's time to ask her, she'll give it to you. Okay. Awfully good filly.
Mike McCarthy gets them out today, so Mike going for back-to-back wins here.
Well, we're in the hands of the Philistines now.
Did you get to? Oh, it did with late scratch.
They're off. She got bumped a little bit out of there. She's in the middle. 4th, she's laying. He's going to stay to the outside so he don't get in trouble. She's running on a long hold for him, she is, Kev. He's got a lot of heart. He's got a lot of heart. She's losing ground on the outside, but she's running now. She's going to running now, she has. Come on and get this 6 horse now. Come on and get this 6 horse, Mom. Come on, Big Mama. Come get this 6 horse now. You gotta come get him now. Come on and get him down in between horses. God damn, she's going in between horses. Get him running on her now, Mike. Go to running working on her now, Mike. Go to work on her, Mike. Go to work on her, Mike. Go to work on her. All right.
4th place is a bitter defeat for a horse that's always run in front, and it doesn't make sense. Something has gone badly wrong, but Bill doesn't know what yet.
This is the first time that she's ever been in a position to eat dirt. It was a new experience for her. But she had overcome that by the end of the stretch. I just don't know.
Next, Bill discovers the secret to Christmas Shoes' loss.
Here we are.
Puzzled by Christmas Shoes' loss, Bill studies a replay. At the last turn, as Christmas Shoes started bursting toward the lead, another horse's front hoof raked her rear leg. She was injured.
His right front foot grabbed hers with the toe on his shoe, just ripped her skin off of her quarter on her hind foot. But I do think that that is what broke her concentration. She's never been hurt in a race before, and sometimes that's quite painful to a horse when their quarters grab like that.
In pain, Christmas Shoes couldn't sustain her charge for the lead, and Bill doesn't know how badly she's hurt yet.
And they're off. Northern Flare just a step slow to leave.
Bill has horses running in 3 other races this afternoon.
Flare about 14 lengths from the front runner. Into a first turn, followed by Proud Owner, and we go back to Lonesome South.
Northern Flare finishes 3rd. Testing comes in 5th. Harbor of Grace, another 3rd. At day's end, it's a dismal showing, with no wins. Everyone feels it.
They all tried, but a couple things didn't go our way. I mean, Christmas Shoes was unlucky to get grabbed from behind, and You know, Harbor Grace, I think, could have maybe got to the lead on the first turn, and he didn't really, so that didn't go our way. But that's horse racing, you know. If everything goes your way, you know, you're not playing the game right, because that's not the way it happens.
She's all right. She's a little depressed, I think. You know, she's never been beaten. She got stepped on pretty bad. So she's kind of depressed, I think. Can't blame her.
For Bill, there's little to do but be philosophical.
Well, today was kind of a sad day because we didn't win a race, but every horse tried and every horse ran well. And that's, you know, some of the game is involved in getting some good racing luck. You know, they're down now and she's down, but by tomorrow morning they'll be back fighting.
In the world of the thoroughbred, you have to be a good loser as well as a good winner. Christmas Shoes is on the road to recovery, but no one knows if she'll go on to be the champion Bill believes she can be. And soon, new lives will appear at the farm, offering new possibilities. In horse racing, there's always another chance. Next time on Thoroughbred, John is up against a grueling deadline as the farm's big yearling show approaches.
We all sat here and decided.
Family debates the future. And a Triple Crown hopeful emerges at Bonita. Could this be the one? At Maryland's Bonita farm, late fall is a critical time of year for the Boniface family. With an injury to their star horse, owner Bill Boniface and his son Kevin must do everything in their power to get her back to the winner's circle. John has only 7 weeks to take 24 wild young thoroughbreds and begin their transformation into racehorses. If he succeeds, the family will be able to raise the money they need to keep their horses on the farm.
19.
But will the demands be too much?
I'm not saying it's anybody. We all sat here and decided to take over. I'm not saying it's not.
I think your father's going to break down.
Bonita Farm's 1-year-old thoroughbreds are about to begin training for the first time in their lives. These young horses have never felt the touch of a bit, bridle, or saddle. But in just 7 weeks, they must look and act like racehorses in front of a crowd of nearly 100. John Boniface is in charge. He's the youngest son in what is one of the few family-run thoroughbred horse farms left in the country. It's his job to break the yearlings, training them to accept a rider. His talent with young horses has earned him a nickname in the family, the Horse Whisperer.
But, you know, the trick is not to force them into anything. You know, you see, that's what John's good at. He talks to them and doesn't force them.
Just has a natural instinct to get along with young horses. And he's just extremely good at that aspect of it. He has the patience to bring the young horse along.
Yeah, we're going to be auctioned off, that we own all out right now.
But the pressure's on John to get the babies looking like polished racehorses for Bonita's annual yearling show. a very big deal for the farm.
Oh, it's our biggest day.
Our yearling show is unique to its own. It's the only one that's done that way in the state or maybe in the country.
At the show, the family auctions off half interest in their yearlings to clients, which helps pay for the high costs of the farm, while allowing them to keep many of the horses.
The heart of it is that we want to stay part of that horse. We're trying to get them all to the best race, to the Triple Crown, and we want to stay part of them.
Day one. Just being confined in a stall is a new and unsettling experience for a young horse. But today's real mission is getting the horse to accept a bridle and saddle for the first time in its life.
So what we're going to do is we're just going to introduce them to the pad and the saddle and the girth.
With 24 yearlings to break in such a short time, John is overloaded and needs help. So his brother Billy pitches in.
Okay. This is what the world is all about now, sweetheart. I know you don't want to grow up, but it always happens. Yes. It's time to grow up. It's time to grow up. Much smarter than you.
After a lifetime around young horses, he handles the most nervous yearlings with patience and care.
You're all right. You're all right. There you go. Look, all done. All done. You didn't think we were just going to let you run around the field all your life, did you?
And John's soft touch makes the difference between a traumatic experience and an easy one.
The first couple times you put the bridle on, if you're very gentle to them, they usually remember that. But if you go to just slap it on, then it usually scars them for down the road, and they're always head shy, and they're always hesitant about putting the bridle on.
Everybody awake? You guys ready?
3 weeks later.
You gotta jog a couple turns, all right? Everybody ready? 3 turns, please.